Oh, we got a metronome going.
Love it.
And we're rolling.
Yes.
Hey,
Okay, come
on the
rolling
strolling.
with the homies.
Yeah, wow, you really took that suburbs, and I was trying to go trap. So. Wow. Okay.
Don't worry.
See who
about
the
me.
hood booger is on this? I was gonna say on this iPod, on this podcast. On my iPod. Oh my gosh, yeah. So hi guys, it's episode like 150.
Hello, it's
Yeah.
me.
And it's me, like, more importantly, you know what's up? It's your boy. It's me. All right, let's get into it.
No, she's in that, and I know that you all know where this episode is going.
I was about to say
When we
something
start
very inappropriate to
like
what you just
this,
said, but I'll
yes.
stop.
We will just apologize in advance. We don't know what's coming. We don't know.
We don't know what's
where.
going. We don't know.
We do know who, but we won't get to that yet. So we're just glad to be here.
Yes.
Happy to have you. Happy to be here. And for once in a while, we're coming to you live from
the studio. Yes, Meat
It's
Street.
been so long. So happy to be here, but it only felt right to be back in the studio with our favorites for our 150th episode. Being virtual just like wouldn't have
It
felt
was just
right.
so nasty and so rude.
Wasn't the same.
But definitely shout out to our team for holding us down
Absolutely.
throughout the situation and just maintaining with all the changes because Makita ran away.
First of all.
And also we have to say it is March 1st, first of the month.
Yes.
Pay your rent. Have somebody pay it, whatever you need.
It feels like it's just extended Black History Month, but
yeah,
cool.
it did. And it's this nasty ass Pisces season. But anyway, with that said, happy birthday, belated birthday to Abdul. You know.
I was like, where are you going with this?
Yeah. No, I don't like Pisces season, but we love Abdul, and it was his birthday yesterday. So happy birthday to him.
Absolutely. We could
And
keep
next
him as
time
a
we're
pet.
all together, we have to do Incredible Hulks because he's never got to experience that with us.
Wow, no.
But I have to say that
That's
because
crazy.
Pisces be crybabies, but Abdul's not a crybaby.
And we're not
He's a real G.
we're not sad about it. We love him so much, and we're
We love
so
him
glad to
so
have him.
much.
Tomfooling and doing all of the things and just cracking us all up. So we're happy to have you, Abdul.
Yes.
Happy belated birthday. We love to see it.
Yeah, you're great customer service. Yeah. let's
Thank
go.
you. I work really hard at it. That's crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, what's up? What's going on with you? How was your weekend?
It was so fun.
Yeah.
Just weekend recap. We were together the whole weekend. So
We were, and we were acting like I was acting like I was a young 20
a college freshman.
Yes,
That's what we
if
did.
I learned anything about this weekend, I learned that I am 30. Because literally we were taking shots. Like I woke up the next day, I was like, bruh,
Who am I?
I felt like I was beat down, like somebody whooped my ass. Like, bro, I was, man, you know how when you have a little bit of drink and you're just kind of like, who was that? Like, why did I say that? Why did I do that? It was
Why do we
one of those
agree
kind
to
of
that?
weekends. Yeah, it was good. But we ate good food in between.
We
I had the
did
best
have good
cheesecake of my
food.
life.
Oh,
Um,
yes. Just plug for Capitol Grill. If you haven't been to
Shout out to
Capitol
Capitol
Grill,
Grill.
it's
Yeah.
amazing. But most importantly, they had a creme brulee cheesecake.
Yes,
so it was
yes.
a perfect vanilla cheesecake, but with the creme brulee sugar top thing where they
It was
fucking
crunchy.
burn
it.
it,
Was
but it
crunchy.
was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the most satisfying sound when you just that crunch. Forget about it. We was
With
all
some like
very
fresh
happy.
berries and such.
Ugh, like a raspberry sauce.
Little syrup.
I feel like a big bitch right now, but I'm gonna have to get it again.
I am one, but I'm cute, so it's fine. Anyway,
I
but
can't-
yeah, it was a great weekend. We had a great weekend. We definitely had to get some fuss, so that was very indicative of the weekend.
It was awesome.
It was a lot, but we had already talked about that. On Friday specifically, we were going to get drunk.
We were, and
Because
we did.
we have not had a girls' night in quite a minute, and especially in Seattle.
Yes.
So we did that. And it was in my body, and I woke up at about 9. I
Which
was
is
drunk.
late for you.
I was drunk until like noon. Like it wouldn't get out.
Drunk to
It
your
wouldn't get
kneecaps.
out of my body. You know what I did after it got out of my body? A couple
What'd you
hours
do?
later, I put more in there.
Absolutely
I
right. You
had
know
some
why?
mimosas.
Because we needed to celebrate 150, and so we
And that
just
was why.
had to go hard. We had
I was
to
drinking
do it.
vodka. Like, who am I?
Shots of vodka.
Shots, but you
Oof.
get it cold.
It was
Come on.
chilled, but
It was
we
chilled,
blame Miss
yeah.
Honey for that because I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna do it. But Kia said you gonna have vodka, so you did.
Yeah, and then I had fun the next day. So let's roll the dice.
Love it. So
let's get into it and get our guests.
We're here. We're gonna tell you who we have with us. So
and then we're gonna talk about.
We brought
what
back
it is.
some crowd favorites. All of these people have been on the pod. Y'all know them and you love them, and they always
have wanted their voices.
So silly to say.
You've been after them,
right? You be in the DMs. You be asking us about them. You know. So we just had to bring them back because it felt right for episode 150. So I'm just gonna pass it to the end down here, and you tell the people who you are.
I wonder if the girls will know.
They will recognize your voice without question.
They're like, oh my gosh,
little chocolate drop, crazy.
Wow.
Not even little.
A big one.
A big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm Tunde.
Hi Tunde. Wow.
Oh my god.
Thanks for having me back. This is like my what?
Like 8th time
on the show.
The crowd goes wild.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm Tunde. Oh, do I plug stuff here or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm one half of the Summer 16 podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
John is my other half.
Yeah, that's great.
Who Sierra loves, my other half.
I do love John, and he's a Capricorn. He's my favorite.
Even though he loves Kanye, we still love John.
Yes.
Yeah, he got that little ugly ass sweatshirt.
He's like, Sierra and Makita didn't invite me on the show. I was like, dog, you're not in Seattle.
If he would have, John was
here.
First of all, he's supposed to come here so he could get his Egyptian with the boys, and then be here. Yes, he said.
Yeah. So that is who I am. Tunde.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Our favorite PhD. We love it. Who's next?
This is Hadia.
Say it again.
Hadia.
Hi. Welcome back, pal.
Great to be back.
What is this? Like your 3rd time? 4th time?
7th time.
Great. Yep.
26th time.
What she said. Welcome back, brother. Last but not least.
Hey, it's Remy.
Ooh, hey, Remy.
Oh, okay. Hi. Oh my gosh,
that was silly.
We love to have you. Love to see it.
This is my 3rd time, actually.
Come on, 3rd.
Yes.
3rd time's the charm.
It is. Wow.
I've been off social media for about almost 3 years.
You what?
I've been off social media for almost 3 years.
Off?
Almost. Yeah, I've been off for almost 3 years. Yeah, but I just got it back on Monday. Yeah, I just got back, and it was my best friend's birthday, so that's why I'm back. But who knows for how long? I've actually been enjoying it. I actually reconnected with one of my long lost siblings in Houston. I have a little brother.
I did see that.
Yeah, so I might stay. So if you all want to follow me, it's Porter _house HOUSEE on Instagram, and then Porterhouse altogether on Twitter. And I think I might create a TikTok. We'll see how that goes.
I think you should, especially from your stories. You should.
Thank you. So we'll see what happens.
Some good luxurious content. I like it.
Yes,
thank you.
Luxurious.
Yeah, no, I fuck with it.
Yes, Remy, so glad you're here. Happy to have you back on social media, and we're gonna lead us right in. So we know that it's episode 150. That's obviously why we're here. And so over the weekend, we asked people, what do you want to hear us talk about on episode 150? And 2 of the questions, were probably questions we should have thought of. But, somebody asked us, what does 150 episodes mean to us to get to 150 episodes? And someone else asked, what's the biggest lesson that we've learned from, really, for lack of better words, persevering to 150 episodes. So I figure we should start with that before we just get into the mess, which is going to happen.
Let's get into it. We're gonna do it.
So what does it mean to you to get 150 episodes?
I feel like it means a lot because I think as a creative, like, this is my longest running project. Like, that went through, like, I podcast before with a couple of my friends, and it fell apart, not like in a bad way. It fell apart because we all had other things that we were doing. Like, one person was about to move out the country, the other person was wanting to focus on comedy, and I had a business, so we just decided to break apart. And so, but it didn't flow.
You just
like how
me
we
the most.
flow.
It's okay to
I
say
didn't
that.
like you. I didn't like you, nigga. What's up? But it, like, we work because we are friends. We have developed a relationship, and thinking about it took us like 3 years to get to 150 episodes.
It's a long time.
And so, like, just thinking about all the seasons that we've gone through with the podcast, like, we've dealt with so much. We've dealt with like a lot of highs. We've dealt with a few lows,
For
like whether
sure.
it's business, whether it's dealing with, unfortunately, men feeling like they can talk to us crazy.
Like they're fucking nuts.
Nigga, we've been dragged on Twitter.
Yep.
There's a lot that we have dealt with, and we still just like stuck together, and honestly, it's great. Like I love the podcast, even if we be tired, irritated, whatever, we still do it. And we've been able to develop, going from, at first, how many people was like, it was like 4. We had Nick, we was in a downtown like apartment,
like a 1-bedroom,
in a 1-bedroom
in the wall,
like there was a cat in there, bro. Y'all
hella
know I hate cats,
and it smelled like cigarettes.
It smelled like cigarettes. We was paying our engineer in beer. Like, we was giving him beer as a payment.
Yeah.
And then we
paid a trade. You do this for me, we'll bring you a 6-pack.
And then we went, and then we was in Matt's studio. And then
Love
after
him
Matt's, then
kitchen.
then we came to Mead. And then it was just us and Jordan.
Yeah.
And then it developed in the last, like, year and a half from us and Jordan to us and Jordan and Talea. And then we had us, Jordan, Talea, Abdul, Shifty, and then who else? That's it?
I think.
Damn, so many people.
At least in the studio.
Yeah, we
so many people for our events, so many people to help.
We got signed to Cash Money Records.
We everything, obviously.
No, because it was like, first we was like low key under, what was we under? Before Harvest House.
Oh, Broken Kids brand.
We were Broken Kids brand. Then after Broken Kids brand, what was after that?
I don't know.
Autumn Club. We was Autumn Club.
I was like,
now
the
we Harvest
same
House.
niggas. I don't know.
Yeah, so we've been in all types of seasons, but we've dealt with that together. We were able to develop a very close friendship, and here we are today talking to you about penis.
Honestly,
yeah. It be real. We developed. Because we wouldn't talk about that at the beginning.
We couldn't have.
I didn't know what that was.
Shut up.
When we first started, I was like, what's that?
I think I agree with everything you just said. I think my top 3 things I would add is I feel like 150 episodes is a testament to consistency. I think what it's proven to me is like I can do something and commit to it. Anybody who knows me knows I'm very much non-committal, a flake, here for a good time, not a good time, a long time, a good time, not a long time, excuse me. But I have a hard time building habits that are over a long period of time, consistently doing something, committing to something and following through. That's really not my style of living. And 150 episodes in 3 years means that we literally almost did an episode a week without fail for 3 years. There's 52 weeks in a year. We're at 150. So we did damn good in making sure we kept our promise to each other and our team, but to our listeners. Every Tuesday, you get an episode from us. If we miss one because of technical difficulties, we've fucking had to re-record a podcast on the same night because it got delivered.
In the studio with a cat. With a cat.
Brutal. We were so hurt. But we've done all kinds of things because we've said, here's what we promised to deliver. And so we deliver. If we miss episodes, we let you guys know in advance that we'll miss an episode or whatever it might be. But I think I'm very proud of our body of work because it takes consistency and effort and work. And there are very few things that I can say that I commit myself 100% to, but this pod is one of them. Rain or shine, whether I feel like doing it or not, whether I have anything to say or not, whether we make money or not, and mostly it's not. We are in here.
But we gonna get to the bag.
Okay, and we're committed.
We're gonna figure it out.
And it's awesome, so I love it. Yeah. My second favorite thing about 150 episodes is that our friendship is codified forever.
Yes.
Forever. I barely knew your ass when we started.
Right. And then I couldn't get rid of you. I was like,
crazy.
Because you know how girls be stalking you sometimes. I'd be like, yo, she on me. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I know, I gave her a hug or whatever, but my energy didn't know it was going to be like unmatched. That. Wow. Yeah. I didn't know that she was going to try to be eating chicken with me and stuff. So it's getting real serious.
Yep, for 150 episodes. So I love it. It's been so good. I've learned so much about myself. I never thought I was a creative. And so I've enjoyed being able to be in a space that I never really thought was for me or somebody like me. So I've loved it and enjoyed it. And
try being my size, Amy.
First of all, stop watching my 5,000-pound life or whatever.
1,000 pounds. Put some respect on them. They don't eat that much.
She's obsessed with this show. Whatever my 1,000-pound life is, she can't help herself.
I pay my bills. My bills are paid. I'm just telling you, they be eating. I'm telling you.
I'm moving us right along the road before you get down there.
But can I tell you guys like a secret in real life? I'm not even going to hold you.
Yes.
Don't judge me. Okay,
we're judging.
Please.
Go ahead.
Okay, because I really like to watch shows like 1,000-Pound Sisters and My 600-Pound Life and eat really bad food and
while you watch my 6,000-pound life,
like I'll be like hella judgy. I'm not gonna hold you.
That's crazy. So. But why are you gonna eat while you watch that? That's
because
crazy.
It's the best time to eat pizza when you like.
That's a big bitch.
Yeah, well, and then I feel like I don't really feel like a big bitch.
You feel less of a big bitch.
Yeah, it makes me feel like I should be eating this pizza.
I will say, like, I was surprised that on that show, the one of the sisters had a pocket of fat on her forehead, and they thought that something was wrong.
Right? No, she didn't. There was nothing wrong. It just kept growing. It just kept. She always had this spot in her forehead.
And the sister shaded her for it. She was like, "No, that's just fat on her forehead."
Yeah,
and she was right.
They be shading each other like really hard.
Wait, are they the ones that little video was on the internet of them talking about how many sodas they drink? It was in the doctor's office.
No.
Oh, I swear, I feel like that's that same show. They were. I think it was.
It probably was. It probably was.
They be talking. Two white women.
Yeah, and then Tammy, because Tammy was the one that was like over 600 pounds. Jesus. And she messed around and got this black dude boyfriend or whatever. He came to visit her, right?
You knew he wasn't.
You knew he wasn't good. He just had a fetish. And then he knew that she was supposed to be on her diet plan. He kept bringing in like hella candy and stuff.
Well, I want you to be big, so
yeah. She was like sitting like over, and this is not body shaming. I'm just like, bruh, and nobody should be 600 pounds. And she was on FaceTime, and she's like, do you think I should get this surgery? She said that to him, and I said, he said, yeah, I mean, if it makes you healthy. But I was just like, what kind of question is that? But anyway, I'm just saying that show's funny. I'm not.
While we're at it, tell people where you watch it. Where can they watch?
You can watch on the Discovery Plus app, and they have a lot of shows on there that you wouldn't normally see. And Y'all Fix My Life is on it too. You really need to get into that.
I can't.
No, it's like $4.99 though, but a month. It's pretty solid.
She got money. Come on, subscription.
Every Black History Month, me and my friend will play the Ayanna Fix My Life, where she makes the girl read back her lyrics to her song.
Yeah.
Pop my butt, pop my butt.
In front of Harriet Tubman. You gonna say that in front of Harriet Tubman, my boy? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Paid the cost, bitch, to be the boss, bitch.
Hey. Exactly. She said, "Read that." What's that?
And she's not even a boss. She's like low key, just a lot.
I can't.
She's got that nose going. Let's get into it.
Are we getting into it
before they lose us?
They were not going to lose us. We're going to be here for 150 more. But I did want to just slide right into our topics. Look at Miss Honey right on time. That's crazy.
Timing.
Wow. Right on time for the fun. Looking so cute. We're going to have another person get on, and she's going to get settled in. But until then, the first thing I wanted to talk about that y'all also mentioned you want to talk about was that on this coming Monday, on March 8th, we'll see the trial of Derek Chauvin start. And I want to be like extra emphasis on Derek Chauvin's trial, because for some reason people keep saying the George Floyd trial when he's not on trial. And there's also some very coded energy around that, right? Not only can I be killed by state-sanctioned violence, but then we're somehow still going to use my name as if I'm the criminal on trial, right? Like, I've literally lost my life, but we're still going to not name the murderer. We're still not going to name the person on trial for reasons I don't know. So while we get into what we think is going to happen and what we've been seeing happen, leading up to it, I just wanted to put that out there, that it is the Derek Chauvin trial for the murder of George Floyd. And semantics is important. But I'm going to start with Tunde, because he already got his mic, and he looked like he had
very passionate about this topic.
Casually, I desire might get higher and higher. I'm just going to toss it to you, pal. What you got to say?
Only because we were talking about this earlier today on our podcast, right? You look at the optics of concrete barriers, barbed wire, and the trial hasn't even started yet. It's like a week away.
Right.
So this is
on Monday.
Minneapolis.
Right.
No shade to Minneapolis, but compare Minneapolis to other major cities. If they can give this type of protection to Derek Chauvin,
Yep.
compare that to January 6th,
Yep.
right? Where you have the U.S. Capitol, you have the vice president, you have senators, you have
Literally, the
Congress
incoming vice president of the United States was there too.
Yes. And people can just run amok and just storm the Capitol.
With
You
nothing,
didn't see
nothing's
any
happening.
barriers, no barbed wire, nothing.
And they were warned beforehand.
Oh, they
Exactly.
knew exactly what was happening.
Yeah, they knew.
So this lets me know that they're getting prepared for some fuck shit.
And by doing that, they also encouraged fuck shit to happen, whether or not it's been planned. But when you essentially, they're basically manifesting violence by
Yep.
doing that, right? Like, it's absolutely warranted for them to make sure they have extra security and what have you when the day comes. But it's the same thing that we saw with the Capitol, right? Where after all of the drama and that insurrection happened, we saw the pictures comparing DC from that day to during Black Lives Matter protests following the murder of George Floyd, and how they had the city just full of tanks, full of all kind of armed police officers in their riot gear, and people are literally just peacefully protesting. But you get mountains essentially of intelligence in at least a week in advance of January 6th, and they were like, not really concerned, but you can let thousands of armed white people storm the nation's, should be the most beloved, place, building, sacred
Bastion
place.
of democracy.
Yes, literally the center of our democracy, and y'all were like, maybe not. But Derek Chauvin deserves top-notch, top-flight security of the fucking world.
Of the world, Craig.
Of the world! Go ahead, Remy.
I will say that it's probably contradictory to say that I'm tired of talking about it on a podcast. When
Or
I've
I'm going
come
to talk about it.
Exactly. I think what is it's no joke anymore. It's no secret anymore. No one has any excuse about how they cannot see
Correct.
the disparities in treatment when it comes to certain groups of people within the space that we call the United States of America, right?
Yeah.
I think what particularly makes me upset is I just like to call this out. You all know, you see my Snapchat, not Snapchat, my Instagram and all these other things. You've seen that, and you see how much I focus on food. I love it. It is one of the best experiences that I could have. It is. We'll get into how food makes me so happy, but specifically, I watched the Elijah McCain thing.
Yes, in Denver.
And is it? I have to make sure that I'm saying his name correctly because I have actively avoided it.
Yeah, Elijah McCain.
McCain.
Yeah, but McCain now.
Or
questioning
McClain. Now I'm McClain.
Yeah, I was like,
that's
now
what I
I'm-
thought.
it's like
Elijah
messing
McClain. Say his
Yes.
name.
McCain is white.
Yeah, he is.
Exactly, and I have to apologize to everyone in his family for that mistake. But specifically, when I watched that story, it made me so upset. It made me so upset that I had made myself blueberry pancakes, eggs, bacon, X, Y, and Z.
Had to comfort yourself.
Literally.
Right.
No, I was in the process of
literally.
making it. The story came up, and then I couldn't eat any of it.
Ugh.
I've never been in a space where my appetite has been ruined ever.
Mm-hmm.
I could go check out a Law and Order SVU crime scene,
Right, and still eat.
Right.
mosey right on down to
right.
Capitol Grill, right?
Okay.
Right.
No problem.
Little cheesecake. Right.
I guess one of the things I'm just harking on is that I am in a space where I do not have any more leeway,
Yes.
or I'm not giving anyone any points, any passes for
Nope.
not having a viewpoint or understanding what's going on, because it is everywhere. It's everywhere to the point that I'm actively avoiding it, right? And so if it's everywhere to the point that I am actively avoiding it, I think it's that speaks volumes.
Yes.
So I truly am. I'm just saying this, and not to down anybody's hope, X, Y, and Z. You keep your hope.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go off based off data
Points, the quantitative analysis.
data-backed information, and the data shows that we are never going to get into a space, at least in the lifetime that I've seen or that I can foresee for myself in this particular point of time, where people are going to be held accountable for the lives of Black people. I don't see it in my lifetime. And I don't say that to discourage people. I'm just saying that to say how I feel particularly in this moment. And I will say the way that I feel particularly in this moment is definitely biased because I've been experiencing extreme levels of discrimination in places that I wouldn't expect to experience it. And it has definitely influenced my trajectory as well as my access to generational wealth, which has made me extremely upset. It has made me so upset that I have had to calm myself down from going on specific rampages, right? And so I've had to check I said, when I get upset, I'm not going to masturbate, I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to smoke, I'm going to work out.
Yeah, to create better habits.
Right.
We get too mad now.
So that when it really comes to time, I can fuck
shit
who
up.
needs to be fucked up, right?
He said I saved it for the right occasion.
Right.
And I just say all that to say, I'm no disrespect to the conversation, but I'm just saying I don't expect to see a different outcome. And I will be surprised and I'm interested to hear any other perspectives where you do expect to see a different outcome because I'm interested to see why.
You just led me right into the next question. I wanted to know, do we think that we're going to see anything different from this trial and why or why not?
Well, they might
not?
do a little something because of how crazy it got after George Floyd. Like they know that people was gonna start tearing up stuff.
Right.
They're not gonna give him what he deserves. Period. If they give him anything, they're not gonna give him what he deserves. Period.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he deserves the needle. He deserves the chair.
He deserves to
put him down like a dog.
What I do think it's important to point out.
Lay him there.
Walk
that is a poem. Yes.
I can't stand her. I would like to go out. I can't think what the exact stat is, but I think if not the first, but one of the first times that we saw a police officer actually get convicted of, murdering somebody was an NYPD officer, but who was Asian American. And he was one of the first people to be held accountable, like not just go on trial, but serve jail time, be convicted. And he was, if not the first police officer to actually face jail time. And I like to share that because it is not lost on me. That
and of course he wasn't white.
Right, a non-white police officer for them to put him in jail, right? Like when the odds of an Asian American person, not that it doesn't exist because violence against Black and brown people happen at the hands of police regardless of your race, but it's like the sheer number, the sheer mass of white male, specifically police officers, facing charges and nothing happening when there were almost identical scenarios that occurred in that case. And I'll make sure to pull it up at some point and share which case I'm talking about. But like many, many, many similarities, and we see no outcome. But it's like, well, we could do something and we can make this Asian man, the example, the person that we're going to say that we're, tough on, we're tough on excessive use of force here, but we're not going to use one of ours. We're going to use one of yours.
I also at some point would like to talk about the new, I was in the dispensary and I heard someone talking about a new law that we adopted just like Oregon, and where there's certain amounts of certain class scheduled drugs that are now legal.
Yeah, that will not, a drug, decriminalized. What do you call it? Possession will not immediately lead to an arrest.
Decriminalization
of drug possession. I did see that.
I'd just like to touch on that at some point. I won't get on
touch on it right now. If you
I'm just confused as to how we were told just to say no. Like my uncle was told just to say no, right? He's dead, right? He served his time, right? He's been paid X amount of cents per day to work X, Y, and Z. We talk about this power grid, and now we allow them to. We get big pharma payout, rehab, and decriminalization for them. But there's a power grid that needs to be fixed in the United States of America, and I'm so confused as to why we can't flip the profits of those private prison systems, make those people work, and fix our power grid for 30 cents a goddamn
we
day.
could.
I can tell you why.
Ooh, come on,
he said, today said
I would like to say that Kia said she still says no, so.
I could take you there.
She said no.
So in the 70s and 80s, when it was Black people who were addicted to opiates in the form of heroin, then you lock them up, you throw away the key, and you make money off their Black labor. Now that we're in the 2010s, 2020s, when it's middle suburbia who is, addicted to opiates, but this time is in the form of fentanyl or oxycodone or meth.
Ugh.
Then we have to temper justice with mercy. We have to don't beat them, but hug them. And we
actually treat it as the health issue that it is.
Yeah.
Those drugs are being disseminated by doctors.
Of course.
They've taken oaths. drug dealer on the corner, my local drug dealer, has not taken any oaths. I ain't no snitch.
I was asking. Inquiring minds wanted to know.
These days, drug dealers are on bikes.
Honestly,
to let you know.
And
line bikes for sure.
Save the environment.
A jump bike.
You ain't never got.
They're out there on Segways delivering it to your door.
And they're white.
Always. They're baking in the shit, selling it the shit. We see all kinds of cute, kitschy, what do you call it? I can't think.
Branding, marketing, packaging.
But articles, Jesus, about like how suburban house moms are embedding cannabis into their daily lives, and they're giving lifestyle tips on how to, make canna butter to relax your nerves when being a stay-at-home mom gets too stressful. But there are hundreds, if not, there are millions of people that look like us that are in jail for having a good fucking time with their friends on Friday.
Meanwhile,
for 20 years,
they're not even upset that their child's pediatrician has just stepped down due to the racism he has experienced.
Why? Because they don't got nothing to do with them. So why do they care? They don't matter to them. That's not important.
You would think their child's health would be something, but then I digress. Right?
Black doctor.
Period.
So they said, it's a black doctor. We feel some other kind of way.
I could talk about this all night long.
Well, we have time.
Yeah, that actually makes me wonder, like.
Hi, Kia.
Yeah, you're right. This is the first time. Hi, everybody. I'm Kia. I'm here again. But since doctors are the ones prescribing this medicine that people are now becoming addicted to, and by people I mean the white folks who are
addicted,
right? But now calling it a health crisis and not a war on drugs.
Correct. They're not super predators.
How do they feel about that? Like, how are you making this an issue that isn't criminal because your neighborhood doctor did it?
And it's they kids. They kids be the ones in rehab. What are they gonna do? Send their own babies to jail? Of course not.
Absolutely not. Money fixes that for them.
Yeah. Now, I want to know how the doctors feel because all of their white patients are falling victim because they underprescribe things to their black
people, so we're not having the good time in equitable amounts.
No. We don't feel pain the same way.
No, so when we go to you, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, we're in pain. Deal with it. It's okay. You don't need opioids. And now
they don't think we feel
5
pain
years
the
later,
same.
all your white patients are in rehab.
I honestly, though, I think, yes, what you're saying, but I think it's very interesting that we're saying, like, I wonder how they feel but
they don't.
They know what I mean. Yeah, like
they
know they did it. Doctors make money on prescribing certain drugs, if not just opioids, but all kinds of it. That's why Big Pharma exists. That's why it's a joke on TV. Those girls with the fucking drug suitcases going from doctor's office to doctor's office. But it's because they're making money by selling certain drugs. They know what neighborhoods they're in. They know it's these white kids. They know it's these moms who need whatever actual mental health support they need, but they will overprescribe. Then kids take them from their parents' fucking medicine cabinets and they, do what teenagers do and they prescribe and they prescribe and they prescribe. I have a kid who plays sports who sprained their ankle one time and it's a consistent issue and I'm going to finesse and get you to prescribe me more opioids than my kid needs because I need them to excel at this sport. I need them to get this scholarship. And then we've got kids who are addicted to drugs and who do what kids do and make money how I can. And if I've got this extra oxy and you're going to give me $40 for it, of course I'm giving it to you. And now we all have kids that have issues with drugs, all because white people do not care about the impact that they have with money. And I will say white people specifically in this sense. And if y'all hit my DMs on some dumb shit, I'm blocking you. But because we all know what I mean.
Right.
But then we have people that it creates a ripple effect and all of our communities are impacted. But what I find to be the most interesting is that it is white parents or people who see their friends do it but have not seen it in this like magnitude in their neighborhoods that then want to now be up in arms as if like you weren't aware this whole time. But now it's an inconvenience visibly. So we should care. No.
I'm up in arms. I live in Capitol Hill, and I am putting on my Karen hat, and they are digging through trash cans, and they are throwing the trash everywhere, and I feel unsafe when I walk into my apartment at night. I had a white woman literally accost me about trying to get into my apartment complex, and there's been a whole thing about tailgating since I have moved here, to the point that I remember my last building, a person of color physically close the door like this on me. So I just politely pull my key out, open the door. Correct. I get it. Nobody wants you. I'm actually more so interested in your man, but we're not going to go there.
Right. Let them know. The more the bitches know.
Okay.
I digress.
Hello, Mr. Steal Man.
Baby, if you live in the same building as me, I'm not interested. Right? If you're living in the same building as me, I'm not interested.
And Will, I'll take your man.
Hey.
Let them know.
But I say all that to say in that moment I was afraid.
Of course.
And in that moment I was afraid because there was a white woman yelling at me in a way that it seemed like I was doing something to her, and I was actually just trying to preserve not just my safety, but the safety of everyone else in my building. I say the safety of everyone else in my building because in my old building, a white guy pulled me when I left my key out, and the building manager had never given me the code to get in if you don't, you lose your fob, X, Y, and Z. And he said, we got to keep this building safe. And I'm like, what the hell I got to do with keeping the building safe? I'm banking on you on keeping the building safe.
Right,
with your privilege.
You to keep it safe.
Right, I don't pay to protect the building.
Right, you protect me.
Exactly.
Right.
So I don't even know what I say all that to say, but I say all that to say
white people are making things dangerous due to drugs in your neighborhood, and it's making you uncomfortable.
Exactly, and there's trash everywhere. It's lowering my property value.
That's why I say
it's lowering my property value.
values.
I can just say that it's not in Chicago. I have never seen somebody shoot up on a bus stop. I've seen them do it in alleyways, and they're shooting up on the bus stops on Broadway.
Right outside.
And I pay too much rent to see that type of stuff.
Clean it up.
So,
shut up, Hadia.
Look, I'll hold this mic forever, so.
No,
you're a real thing.
Those are all real things. Go ahead. No, you better add something to Leia.
Okay, so one part of that is like, I mean, we know that we have a homeless population issue, issue with homeless folks not having opportunity for housing. Well, that happens when you have a mayor who literally rejects money from the Biden administration to pay for people to stay in hotels. Like, why the fuck would you do that? So that's the
cost that it has to upkeep it is too great.
Too great. But her net worth is like $60 million.
Casual.
But you think giving $80 million in relief to small businesses and local businesses is
too much.
Irresponsible.
We think the $15 minimum wage that we know is well outdated.
Right.
Is too much to give to people.
It's just a direct line. And so, I don't know. I'm just irritated with all the politics. All the politicians. Politicians are not your friends. That's all I came to say.
Thank you for the PSA.
They ain't never been. They ain't never been.
She said, I just want you to know. It is. It is extremely difficult to look at leaders, and I think it's getting extremely frustrating thinking about politics as a person who is, like, I've always been aware of politics, but now when you get to a place where like we got to buy houses and stuff and live somewhere, now it's like, well, shit, that's me now. So I need to really know, what's going on. But it can be really discouraging to see that it's not only like the federal government, because people who, choose not to vote or have issues voting will say, well, it's local government that really matters. And that's when you need to pay attention. And that is true. It's closer to you, but it's clear that corruption or poor decision making or poorly prioritized decision making impacts us in a very real way. So it makes it hard to say like, well, if I can engage in my local politics, it might be different, when it really feels like it's often business as usual at like every level of government, right? Like, okay, then where do I invest my trust? Where I invest my time? Who do I trust to take care of my neighborhood and my community, my family? Like, well,
are we going to talk about Como?
Oh,
I know it's breaking my heart.
Oh, we had a very sad moment.
And it's getting worse. It got worse today.
I haven't seen it today. I ended up working so much. I didn't get to see that many articles. Oh, God. But we were literally getting brunch, and we were sitting there, and we were having a completely lively conversation about something else, and I got an alert on my phone from CNN that said New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is accused of sexual assault or harassment by a past aide. And I literally was like, oh my God. And they were at the table and they were like, who died? And I was like, no one died, but not Cuomo. Like damn, we can't have anybody. Well. We cannot have one. We can't have one. Y'all old men can't just keep your hands to yourself. You can't just keep your weird, gross jokes to yourself. Like, just shh.
We don't mind that they don't keep their hands to themselves. We mind that they do it to people who don't want it.
First of all, you got so much money. Why can't you do it like the old days? Get a prostitute, pay for it, and just let it go.
That's not what it's about, though.
It's about power.
Yeah.
We know.
So Letitia James,
we're really heartbroken about it.
Because he was like,
but it's not that shocking. He's a white man in power. Like, nothing about that is shocking.
It just sucks.
Because he seemed like he really had this whole COVID thing down. Like, he was the trash talker that was really like, he was the people's champ.
We love watching him and Chris on CNN.
Yeah, him and his brother. His brother really needs to go to therapy. Like,
I love Chris Creme. That man be mad as hell.
Because he be like, whatever ice cream he stole from him, he just needs to give it back. Because he's mad. He can't
let it go,
He's
obviously.
mad about it. But hearing that was very disheartening. But
what happened today, India? Somebody else
did it.
Said a third person? Because Tunde.
Oh, he asked to kiss her, and there's a picture of him like grabbing the back of her.
There's a picture.
Yeah, and he's like, "Can I kiss you?" And yeah.
Oh damn! We thought it was just a Medium article.
Letitia James, who's the Attorney General in New York, she says she's launching an
independent investigation. I know. I knew it was tough when I saw AOC post something scathing on Twitter. I said, "Well, goddamn."
But I honestly feel
if the
like
Queen said it, it's over with.
I feel like he's just gonna do a bunch of payouts. Honestly, I feel like that's what's gonna end up happening.
You think that they're just gonna pay people and
that he's gonna probably settle? Like, it seems like that type of situation. They gonna put Cuomo in jail.
I mean,
of course not, but he's gonna have to step down.
Yeah,
he can't serve in public office, which I would have been not
no,
president, but I would like to see
man.
him like a cabinet. I would have thought that he would have been attempting some other like higher level of government, but not necessarily.
And because if it wasn't something like this, it was gonna be something else that got dug up. He can't be president.
I mean, he also like suppressed the numbers from the nursing homes as well.
I would not be surprised.
Oh,
no, sexual harassment is absolutely.
They're gonna come up off that.
Can anyone from this is petty as hell, but
be petty?
Can anybody from New York run for president these days?
Basically anybody, yes. Also, something that I didn't look into, but was brought to my attention by somebody else, like unrelated to New York, but someone said that Ted Cruz was born in Canada, and so I would like to know how he got to run for president if you're not even an American. And she said that, and I was like, well, wait. Like, actually, how? But if you're really, and I don't know, and please feel free to fact check me because I don't know. I thought you had to be not just like a naturalized citizen. I thought you had to be born on U.S. soil to run for, I was going to say soul, but same thing.
Better be born on the sun.
Okay. To run for president, I thought. I mean, I could be wrong, but I thought you had to be like
citizenship already.
I know, that's
old.
what I'm saying. I didn't think you could be a naturalized citizen, like, apply for a citizen test. I thought you had to be born on American soil to be able to run for president.
They was on his ass about Mexico.
That's what, first of all, he deserved it.
Yeah,
as a newly wrought Texan, I had a fucking attitude. I surely did. How you was gonna say, wow, crazy, all kinds of snow. I don't invest in infrastructure for the state. I don't actually care what happens. So while y'all niggas suffer, I'm just gonna pop over to Mexico where you spent all your time. But not only that, but like the audacity for you to tell people coming from Mexico, don't come here when your country fails you. Don't come here when you're in crisis. And literally, when you were in crisis, you went to Mexico.
But you know what?
Mexico and have margarita.
What?
He did what most Americans could and should do. Focus on yourself. Prioritize yourself and your family above everything else. Your morals, your religion, everything else, and everything will be fine for you.
I really
for the most part.
That.
Why?
If you're
That's
white.
so smart. I see what he's saying. He's saying white people don't do that enough. They are in everybody's business, regardless of how it impacts them, choosing religion, choosing all those other things, when really, like, if you minded your own and you didn't think that what you believe was more important than what that person believes for themselves, we would probably see a lot less water bottle Wandas and Karens and
just speaking to the privilege of the things that you can be. Speaking to the privilege of like the things that you can involve yourself in. I have no time to involve myself with somebody doing a barbecue in a park. I promise you I don't have time.
Never had
I don't have
it.
time.
I take a hot dog.
Between the men here lying from the motherland. I don't have time to be concerned about your issues. I really don't. But I will say, like, in terms of 2021, I know it is a new year. One thing I have been focusing on is myself, and also just cutting out things that don't align with my goals. And I have said that me and my friends have made an oath. We do not engage with men who are broke. And that is something that has
Come
been
on.
tough.
Fair. That is
Broke
fair.
niggas
Considering the demographics,
I know
as
that's
well
right.
as tough, just because considering the past.
Well, what is
Yeah.
considered broke to you?
Yeah, let's define
Let's
broke.
get into that.
Because Cardi she
you're right.
defined it today on Twitter.
Broke
and
boys don't know.
Everything is
I
relative.
know
Riches
that's
relative.
right.
Intelligence is relative. Attractiveness is relative. Everything's relative these days. For me, broke means to me if you should be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, how you want to do it.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
I'm working
fair.
on that for me personally because I feel like I might be a little broke. I can't always do what I want when I want to.
I feel
I'm
like
trying to
that's
find a
fair.
Zanzibar tomorrow.
How I want
I don't
to.
think I can.
You
But
are.
I think I figure it out. You right.
Zanzibar.
I think I need to I added a caveat, right? Like we're in a quarantine, but if your concerns are like paying for like necessities as
like, you
opposed
don't
to
know how
like
to
paying
pay.
for like nice to haves, that's not in the space I want to be.
Right.
Right.
You want people to be able to have nice to haves.
Your
Yeah.
basics should be taken care of. I love hearing
Without
my bills
issues.
are on auto pay. That turns me on.
The fact that people have bills that
Yes.
aren't on auto pay or at least are not like you don't have paperless bills.
Because Comcast and Verizon, we really
first
have
of
you
all,
fucked up.
You're disrespectful as shit. Let me tell you. First of all, my Comcast or whatever the hell it is not on auto pay because they got me messed up. And I don't have. But some of my bills are not paperless.
I
But
can't.
my bills are paid.
All you gotta just click one button
Well,
and just
I
say
don't feel
go
like it.
paperless.
I'm just trying to get to
like,
it.
why are you getting a utility bill in the mail? Why?
First of all, you're disrespectful, and I will roll you like some rice if you want to play a game. At the end of the day, whoever takes it, they better pay it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'll press
God,
a
that's so
stupid
funny.
button.
I'm so
Yeah, but no, I feel like that's a real
joking.
thing. Like, I
He
mean,
said.
because I know how to piecemeal some stuff together, but I also
We all
Yeah,
do. We
that's
all
a real
gotta
thing.
know
Broke
how.
is a mindset too, right?
it is,
absolutely
yeah.
is.
If you, because you could make a certain amount, and that works for you and your lifestyle.
If
Yeah.
I'm talking to you and you start complaining about your bills in the first 10 minutes, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I'm a bank.
You got too many things
Like, oh
I
my
don't wanna worry
gosh,
about.
I ain't got it. I ain't got it for you.
Right. You talking about it like I got it to give
Yeah, like
you.
I'm supposed to fix the problem because
Okay, wait. I would like to go back to the point that, although I enjoy this conversation,
Thank you for
But
reeling us in.
Texas really said survival of the fittest. Like
They did.
figure it out, bro.
They did.
And
there
what
are
do I
many
pay
complicated
taxes for?
reasons
Why do they
why.
take that money
Would
out
you
of my
like
check
help?
if the basic infrastructure is not being covered?
It's not. And that actually is extremely common across the nation in a variety of ways, not just Texas, but it's how do we prioritize the upkeep of infrastructure, not just of power grids, but of bridges, of roads, of all kinds of things that we are going to see crumble in our near future because they were only built for one lifetime, like 70 years. And a lot of our shit is aging out. So the power grid in Texas is one thing, but we're going to see a lot more infrastructural issues if we don't invest in the right things, and currently our government does not prioritize the upkeep of the things that we need to survive because capitalism rules, and it's not really my problem
That's
if
not
you
completely true.
fall under whatever.
You have capitalism. How can you like thrive on capitalism and then not prioritize things that would literally keep it going? People froze
That's
to death.
socialism.
Because
But
America,
who did?
because
Who
hold on,
did?
because
Brown people,
because
poor people did.
America is
That's why.
theoretically built on capitalism, but we are what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a corporatocracy. We are prepared for combat and war
Yes.
and nothing
else.
We are not prepared for what happens after they come back from war.
No.
We're not prepared for like anything to lead them into war.
We're not prepared for anything that would happen if war comes to us.
No,
like
we're
literally
prepared
can't
for
manage it.
combat and war on other people's soil, and that is it.
That's what I'm saying. That is the scariest part about us being like about American imperialism being so aggressive is that if at any point any country was like, let's just bring the smoke to your backyard, not a fucking thing we could do.
So you telling me you can perform on the away court, but you can't handle shit on your home
You
court?
can't. You sure can't. We surely can't.
Imagine it not being able to put it down in your own setting, in your own home, in your own bedroom, in your
advantage.
own
That's
home.
why-
Think about
why
it.
you
When was the
gotta have
last?
It is fucking clowns.
Yeah.
When was the last war that was fought on American soil? The last war fought on American soil, like by a foreign country.
9/11,
like not the Civil War. The Civil War.
No, by a foreign country.
Oh, by
so
a
like,
foreign country.
War 1812?
Like independence, probably. Yeah, 1812 maybe. And
That's
maybe if
one.
we remember the Alamo, but
yeah. So
we don't. It's Mexican.
I'm sorry, but I absolutely do think it is the War of 1812. That actually
shit.
sounds right. Yeah, but because we are so aggressive and it obviously works to our military benefit, but I do think it is scary, and I hope at some point we kind of rethink American
Pearl Harbor.
imperialism or wait a fucking better be smarter than a fifth grader.
Yeah.
Atta girl.
They didn't bring it to the land.
Yeah, Hawaii is where Pearl Harbor was.
They brought it to the ocean. They brought it to the deep blue sea with SpongeBob and them.
Hawaii don't even count.
White folk out here naming their daughters after battleships.
Oof,
that counts.
They really are. That's crazy.
We're talking about
I
like
can't.
our
You guys
show
are
of
some smart
force.
people. So dumb. Yes, show of force.
We're America's some bullies, for
Right?
sure.
Big fact.
Show of force on other
Surely.
soil. But you're telling us that anybody could just walk up into our capital? Think
Run
about the
up.
implications that has on foreign soil. If they could just walk into your capital and do whatever they want to
Why
do.
would they
They are
let?
laughing
would
at
we-
us.
Listen,
Of your own people.
That's why-
that you had intelligence to stop.
that's why they have
ashamed.
that conflict in. Let me not mispronounce this. Myanmar. Now, and people are looking at the states like, say something. Like, what the fuck you want to say?
Right. Nothing.
You're not
You
gonna
literally
do
can't
shit.
do anything.
Like, you literally can't do shit.
That's
over here.
and that's actually one of like the biggest impacts on our reach as world leaders. Sorry, something is like really bothering my nose, but
Trump tanked us.
yes, Trump has absolutely she said clean it up, go.
All right. My nose don't be
can't.
itching like that.
Is he absolutely tarnished? Shut up, Remy. Our image as a world leader, and people are inherently, for lack of a better word, afraid of the reach, of the might, of the weight of the American military arm across the world. We have done nothing else, like you said, except make sure that niggas know we invest in the only infrastructure we care about, which is weapons, war, and how to militarize, and we do it very well, and it stops people from taking risks, right? But when part of the reason why anything was done in terms of policy during the civil rights movement was because we were trying to go places as a country and do things and make decisions. And people were like, you literally are like hosing people down in the street at your own house. Why would we do anything with you? And the government was like, okay, we can't get clowns like that anymore. So we have to do something. And now we're in a place where Donald Trump has made it so all of the leaders of our free world are like, y'all are a fucking joke.
Yeah.
And that means that you're opening us up to places like that we have hostilities with, like North Korea or China. At the blink of an eye, they could be like, I don't.
North Korea set off
believe you,
nukes
niggas.
and trolled us on Twitter and was like,
Yeah,
what the fuck
they
are you
literally
gonna
don't
do?
care.
They
What a place.
set off nukes and waited for us to say shit, and we literally had nothing to say.
And that is why it is going to be dangerous. And to what Remy said is that we have no capacity to manage.
No, it's
on
not
our
going to
own.
be dangerous. But
We'll just die.
This is the thing,
We'll
right?
literally
Where we
just die.
see in the, I want to say like the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, where we saw like the anti-communist movement, or we saw how America maneuvered in South America, where they literally placed dictators, took them out, and did the same thing, right? And now with what Trump has done to us on a global scale, China is sitting there waiting. And China's doing the same exact thing that we did, where we leveraged money, right? And we had things like NGOs come in and have big contracts for dams and all this other stuff, destabilizing countries, having them indebted to us. China's over there like, can I build your railroad station?
Happy to do it.
Like
all over Africa. They're doing it all over Africa.
Of course.
All of
Do you
Africa,
need help?
they're looking
How can
like
I
you
support
in
you?
Barbados, right? People
Nuts.
talk about like how hard it is to construct something, all the
Chinese
red
people said, I got it.
Chinese people are so efficient, right? They will send 10 people. Listen, no. It is a literal wonder to behold. They will send 10 people, right? And they will set up a camp where they live, grow their food, everything on this place that they're doing construction. You see, like maybe 6 weeks, you have a new fucking campus, and they're like, Don't worry about it. You need a new pool. You need a new Olympic-sized pool. We got
can build that.
you. You need new stadium.
We can build
got
that.
you. Don't even worry about it. We're not gonna do all that other
What's
shit
his
America
name from
does.
Holes?
And-
Feeling like Mr. I could fix that.
And
Fixing
no,
your window.
And they're doing it, and they're less aggressive than the U.S. They're not bullying anybody, but
Just gonna
those
pay for
same
it.
chickens are gonna come home to roost, and America's not gonna be in the position to do anything about it.
Remy has something to say because money
just
talks.
the money talks. They come over and they buy it in cash, and
Period.
that's what talks here.
Hello,
Money
you don't
talks.
see why all across UW campus why they be 18-year-olds driving Ferraris to school.
Oh yeah.
Your campus a half mile
You
away.
can't even
Right.
half drive.
And
Yeah, it's a lot.
I think I heard a theme of like writing checks that your ass can't cash.
Cash? Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's what we're doing.
your mouth, like the U.S.
Always.
is doing that. Have any of you
Blank
guys written
checks.
a check that your ass particularly couldn't cash?
I have written
I
them
was
before,
raised
but I
that
have
way.
outgrown that risk.
What was it?
What happens when you do
What
When when you write a check your ass can't cash, you get fucked up in a variety of ways.
Yeah.
You literally end up in the mousetrap. You're in a mousetrap.
Of what?
Now you got to write another check that you can't cash. Now you got to rob Steve to pay Bob, and then Bob at your door.
Are we talking
Peter
about
to
real
pay
money?
Paul.
Or you just got to blow somebody's shit up.
Yeah.
Like you can't get out. Is my point.
And
like,
by
you're stuck
blow,
here.
you mean
Yeah. Coyote Ugly, just chew your own arm off to get out.
I'll
The
And
funny
I'm
thing is,
ignoring
me and
y'all,
Hadia
too.
have been on the same page with the whole like. We've been on the same page, but no, I do agree.
Just
Like, it's either
nasties.
situation where, I mean, like you talk all that smack. Like,
Yeah.
can you really take the dick? We're gonna find out,
it's
right?
a real thing.
But no,
I knew
granted-
what you
Growing out of
meant.
that.
Right, y'all know
I
what I
knew
meant,
what
but
you
y'all
meant.
saying like I said I was beat this such and such's ass, and now I'm sitting here
Like,
literally
ooh.
getting curb stomped, and I'm confused.
Just looking up, just
oop.
stressed.
Just
Like
looking like the
how-
Mr. Crab meme. I don't.
listen?
Speaking of Mister.
I'm too late for that. I scar easy. I'll hit you with a car first. I'm not fighting you.
Doing that.
Oh, shoot! I meant to. Hadid
Oh,
gave it to
Ted
me.
Cruz was born in Canada,
will
but
read it. You
to
want me to read
I'll
read it. I'll read it.
to
I'll read it.
to American parents.
I'll
So
read
he's
it. Where did it
And his
go?
dad was on like working
Okay,
for an
here's.
oil company.
I'm
American
gonna tell
oil
you what it
company.
says. At least for the
Looking for
stake of
somebody's
the.
daddy too.
We'll find you
Who's
one.
daddy?
Somebody daddy.
Hey.
It says, Sadia found this on politifact.com. Thank you for having faster fingers than me. It
that's what she
says that the Constitution. Hey, baby, it's not a race. It's a marathon. Okay.
Right. Put him in the right spot. Cut your
It says
nails.
two provisions in the Constitution are obvious. The candidate must be 35 years of age and a resident of the United States for 14 years.
Oh,
the
he's
third
old.
qualification is that he or she must be a natural-born citizen. What does it mean to be a natural-born citizen? Most legal experts contend that it means somebody who is a citizen from birth and does not have to go through a naturalization process to become a citizen. If that is the definition, then Cruz is a natural-born citizen by being born to an American mother and having her citizenship at birth. The Congressional Research Service, the agency tasked with providing authoritative research to all members of Congress, published a report after the 2008 election because obviously birtherism and people questioning if Barack Obama was a natural-born citizen, supporting the thinking that natural-born citizenship means citizenship held at birth. So that is why he is allowed to run for president. Yeah, that's why he's supposed to be a natural born citizen and he's allowed to run for president. And it says that there are many legal and historical precedents to strongly back up this argument. I would just like to point out the irony that the reason why we have like significant coverage on this issue is literally because people like Ted Cruz and friends were convinced that Barack Obama was not actually a natural born citizen, and now you're benefiting from the fact that we've supported that policy and you get to run for president even though you were out there saying that you're not a citizen. But I digress. No big deal. But
Right.
thank you. Whatever,
deal.
clowns.
We keep digressing on things that we all know.
Yeah.
I know, right?
We all know them.
We don't got to digress. We live on Digress Island.
We live in
And that's
Island
true.
of Rest.
So I really hope they have gotten a sense of something they have learned today from the conversation so far.
His
I
name is
hope
not even
so.
Ted Cruz.
Tunde. What
His
is
real
his
name is
name?
Raphael.
Oh my
I know he's the
gosh.
worst. What's that other lady? What's that white woman name whose name she goes by?
Nikki,
Nikki,
She was the governor of South Carolina.
but changed her name something ridiculous because she's what, Muslim or Middle Eastern or what have you, and then is like a hardcore right-wing politician, and it's like, ma'am, if you believe what you were saying, you literally, your name wouldn't be Nikki. Like, you wouldn't have changed your name to be able to be on TV. But you want us to believe you?
Wait, run
Nikki Haley.
What happened?
She goes by Nikki Haley, and she's like a far right-wing, like very xenophobic, very like. And she's the worst, but she's literally like either like something like just ridiculous, and that's why she's changed her name to be Nikki, because she knew she couldn't do what she needed to do with the fucking name and background that she has, and wants us to believe
her name is Nimrata Nikki Ranhawa. All right,
Haley. Nimrod. I would change my name too.
Nikki Haley. Yep.
Nimrod.
Sure did.
And same with Bobby Jindal, who was the former governor of Louisiana.
These people are nuts.
That's like a stack of balls.
Just nuts.
Stimulation.
What's his name?
Bobby Jindal.
Yeah, that sounds like balls. It does.
That's all I heard.
Speaking of balls, what do you think about Mr. Potato Head?
I was just gonna, girl.
Okay, explain that, because I've been hearing bits and pieces, and I can't.
I have so many things to say.
So apparently, I've learned that now the Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head will no longer be Mr. and Mrs. They're going to be gender neutral.
Yeah.
Why?
So here's the thing, and I'm in the middle, and I've heard many things so far.
It's like, what? Why are we over?
I have answers, or I have my opinion.
Questions.
So they put out a statement saying that it's now not going to be Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. It is just going to be Potato Head, to allow for them to be gender neutral and a variety of other reasons. The literal toys, they are now no longer being called Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. And
just
that was my first.
Be. Why can't they just be?
Here's why I'm like in the middle, because I absolutely understand like the thought, like maybe are we getting too PC as a culture, and why are we changing things that don't need to be changed? And so I'd love to hear your opinions on that piece. But what I do think is very interesting is that all of the people who have an attitude or are uncomfortable with it are not necessarily older people, but often it's people that are our age that feel like, why are we changing all the things that I grew up with? Or like, why does it need to be shifted? And I felt like that initially. And then my very next thought was like, well, if I had a company and my job is to stay relevant and move with the culture and be as inclusive as I can as we move forward, we are not the target audience. The target audience for Potato Head dolls are children.
Then guess what?
First of all, secondarily, we can't be mad about not gendering a potato because it's a fucking potato.
I could be mad. No. I could be mad as hell.
It doesn't.
I'm not.
Wait, hold on. And my last point for why I feel like maybe we should just relax is that, like, one, you can't gender potato, but two, their point was to say, we want to not give it a gender, to allow children to build families with these toys that reflect their own, that they can decide what the gender needs to be. Because the point of a Mr. Potato Head or Potato Head doll is that you can change the face and the body parts and the pieces. So why does the name matter?
They couldn't do that before.
They could have, but now we're in a culture that supports that. And if I want to have a toy that supports, what if I want a Mr. and a Mr.?
Guess what? Then buy a Mr. and a Mr. And this is my.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Tunde was staring at me.
Oh, sorry. Oh, look at your dreamy little eyes. Look at them.
Oh my God.
Tunde. I actually agree with the change.
I agree too. I think you should.
The change in the toy is supposed to reflect society.
Correct.
Right? So I'm going to give a comparison.
Yes.
There are a lot of people who are upset that now girls are allowed in the Boy Scouts. I personally don't have a problem with that, because one, in the Girl Scouts versus the Boy Scouts, you learn two completely different things. And if I don't have kids, right? But if I had a girl and she says, I want to learn how to build a fire, or I want to learn how to archery.
Because I couldn't do shit.
And I say, well, I'm sorry, you can't learn that because you're a girl. I'm not going to tell her that.
Right. We gonna figure it out.
That's understood.
So there are things that at that age
shouldn't be gendered.
Yeah, it shouldn't. And then I don't think a toy at the end of the day makes that much of a difference. Like you said, me at my age now, at my big age.
At your big age.
I don't care. I haven't played with a toy in 30 years.
Right, it's not for you.
Playing with different kind of toys.
Hey.
Ask me for my Alpha Code on Adam and Eve.
Come on, you gotta drop that heat at the end. Drop that heat. Drop that heat.
Give it up.
I don't have a problem with it.
Yes, I have. Why do you have a problem?
Because
why?
I have a mother. I have a father. I'm not changing their genders.
The point is that the toy you can give the toy the gender. That's
guess what? Right. That's exactly my point.
Mr. and Mr. different editions, but they don't have to take away Mr. and Miss Potato Head.
And that's my problem. In America, we have this idea that we can like cover up the past and change the past, and you can't, right? Then Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head or whatever their names are.
And then Mr. and Mr.
And guess what? Why can't a different kind of potato or the same kind of potato? Why can't Mr. Potato Head have a gender non-conforming sibling?
Because that's how they work, though.
Right? You should be able to have a sweetie potato.
Exactly. Why can't Mr.
That is the point. I agree with that, but like the same thing like we see with like Barbie or other dolls, how they've just created additional. I know what you're saying.
I don't think that's the same.
No, what I mean is you're saying why do you have to get rid of something that we know so well? Why can't you expand the brand?
Yes.
So I'm saying I understand what you mean.
But who the hell is buying Mr. Potato Head?
I don't know if I'm wrong, and feel free to correct me. Actually, you're real as fuck. I haven't seen a potato head doll in the store. But I do think there's not multiple versions. There's just like the Mr. and Mrs. So what I'm saying is they don't have. It's not like Blue's Clues where they had like babies. What I'm saying is why if they don't do that, it's probably not cost effective. Sorry,
I am 30. Give them little babies.
They were in the
Give them little spuds. Give them little tots.
But like, what did you say? You said I am 30. Give them babies. The potato is not for you, bitch. It's for the kids.
And I think we're under.
It's not for you. That's what I'm saying. The audience is not us anymore.
Imagine watching Toy Story and being like, who's this nigga? Never seen him before.
Why would it matter? We would just tell you.
Right. And I think we're underestimating how important toys and play and pretend is for kids.
Tell us
they live in a constant state of make believe. And so if I'm in a world trying to discover what the world means right now and I'm getting all types of influences from all different sources, and I want that to reflect
me, mine.
But my point is, my friend's parents are still Mr. and Mrs.
Everyone's parents like that.
No.
But not everybody's.
Not everybody's, right? But I'm saying you cannot erase it. I don't think it is fair to erase this couple, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, whatever it is,
right?
Why
do you think they're being erased? You still can make them. You literally get the same parts. You buy the pieces. The point of the potato. It's just literally the fucking title. That's what we're saying. The point of Potato Heads is that you can change the fucking faces and make them girls, make them boys. And so
I
it's
thought they were like erasing Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. I thought they were like going to be like gender neutral from now. I was like, what the fuck?
No, it just is that we're calling them. Correct.
We gotta stop listening to the shade.
If you want to make it a girl, you make it a girl.
A fucking girl.
Oh my God.
That's what I said.
Right.
No one said we were gonna get rid of like the lips and the clothes. It's literally just we're not branding them as Mr.
But you can still make a Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head.
Yes.
Because that was my thing. I was like, what's going on?
That's
what I felt like.
I think
now I know y'all don't listen to me because I said that shit in the beginning. But
I think the deeper question is.
Did not. You really didn't, though.
Go ahead, Ray.
I just think that the deeper question is, I think back to what Tunde was saying, that he is okay with it just in terms of that his daughter would literally have access to education that would help her maintain life on Earth.
Correct.
Right? We haven't heard exactly, with the exception of like the miscommunication or misunderstanding of erasure versus options.
Correct.
But
thank you for summarizing that
versus
so
options.
beautifully.
Yeah.
There we go.
But we also haven't delved into, and this is me being shady, what exactly is wrong with getting rid of not getting rid of, but what was the true the reason that was behind you all was I don't know how to describe it, but your energy behind, it's like, no, we have to have Mr. and Mrs. Right. Can you all talk a little bit about that?
I think from my perspective, it's because honestly, it's really not a big deal to me. But when I saw it, I was just like, damn, why they gotta go away? I'm obviously accepting and things like that, but I'm saying like
it's
so we have to like, yeah. So I don't. it sounds really bad. This is gonna sound really bad. It's behind me.
We're thinking it.
Speak
Yeah,
to
but
it.
I'm like, do we gotta delete to include? Like, you know,
Exactly.
I feel like that. Now with white people is different. I completely feel delete to include. But I was like, damn.
She said control
Mr.
alt
Potato
delete.
Head, why
Is
he
my
got-
keyboard
why he
broken?
gotta go away? He was in Toy Story.
I
cuz.
think that-
Like, but I don't feel no way about it because at the end of the day, I'ma turn my toys into whatever I want them to be. If I want Barbie to be a body, bitch, she gonna be one.
No,
I'm gonna get the
agreed.
scissors and cut them up. And if I want her to be a man, then she gonna be a man.
Come on, Ken the man.
Barbie doesn't have a choice.
So wait, let Kia answer.
Yeah, I think that's part of the point, right? That like if I grow up in America, I'm gonna know that Mr. and Mrs. exist. So if they
Right.
want to make toys that are just Mr. and Mr., that's fine too, because the world is gonna tell you that other options exist.
Right.
If you are the minority in the situation, there should always be the option where you are included versus excluded.
Yeah, I was just like, when I saw it, it was like very fleeting. I was like, damn, why they gotta go?
And that's it. But that's
That was them.
And
Toys are very-
that was
started
my
it.
Original question: do we feel like we are getting to be too PC? As
I feel like with certain
if they were being deleted, then yes, because I think this country has a very bad habit of overcorrecting and sweeping things under the rug rather than acknowledging and moving forward. And
So
I
we
think
can all just be.
we can
whatever
all just
you
be
wanna
like we
Right.
we
excluding you, and here's your option.
right, we function in a world where these resources or opportunities are very finite, and that's not true. Where just because I have space does not mean you have less space, right? So I don't think that somebody, because children they're not all 4, right? I don't think somebody who is 11 or 12 who is aware of Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head should then be told that we're now going to erase them to make them gender nonconforming because this is a better way, right? Because the same way we're making space for LGBTQ or gender nonconforming or what have you, we need to also maintain space for the entire spectrum. And what erasure does is breed animosity. And I think erasure also makes it less safe for people on the other side of the spectrum. Mm-hmm. So I have been accosted at a library for doing nothing, right? I don't think it makes the world a safer place.
To act like that didn't happen.
Right. Not that specifically, but like some random person gets mad because he can't get a fucking Mr. Potato Head anymore. Like that's not something.
I'm not about to get mad. I'm not buying no toys.
White people get mad over
my
crazy
kids
shit.
will play
You know what I
with
mean?
dogs
Yeah.
in the
Like
yard.
in 2021, extremists get mad over a lot of simple
People die
shit,
about it.
right? And we live in a very privileged space where we have access and the knowledge of lots and lots of things. But there are pockets in this country where people will get incensed over the erasure. You understand? Over the erasure of Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, and it's not worth it. Where they can simply have like gender nonconforming children, or like a brother with a husband. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
families look
all kinds of ways.
You do not need to erase a Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head
to include alternates.
Exactly.
I agree. That's why I was like, it's just the name, and all the pieces exist still. Do what you want.
Okay, that's fine. I'm
Imagination.
okay
Do you
with
feel
that.
better now?
Yeah, 100%.
Welcome. So God, thank you. You've arrived. Welcome to my argument and how I feel. Absolutely. Sierra has more questions for us, and I know we're like, ooh, we've been here for a little while, so we're just gonna
really get into something
jazz it up
you know,
to
that's
something
what we
spicy
do.
for a minute. But
We've been in here and we've
But
gotten
I
to know
will
each
say,
other
I really
quite well.
appreciate the intellectual conversation.
I
so
appreciate
far.
the intellectual challenges.
Oh, come on, challenges.
Is that a challenge?
Got some sapiosexuals around here.
Get into it.
I'm a sapiosexual, and I love it. I'm here for it.
I pronounced it wrong. One more time for us.
Sapiosexual.
You want to tell the
Sapio.
people what that is?
I'm attracted to intellect. I get turned on by intellect. If you don't do it for me mentally,
Not interested.
I don't care.
Intellect is
we can negotiate.
relative, right?
But yeah, it is relative. for
I
some
have learned that, I've been taken under by a number of football players because tactile intelligence is a real thing.
Take it
Shut
up.
up.
What do you mean?
And
So what
and
you said
soldiers.
is, I'm a hoe, and it works for me.
If you got
on
an M16
occasion.
and you know how to use that,
Idiot.
I like that tactical intelligence.
Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
start using that when I explain my dates to my mom. Yes,
He was
tactile intelligence, mom.
Intelligent
With all 10 of
from
his
a tactile
fingers.
perspective.
But speaking of,
And that really spoke to me.
Speaking
yes,
of attractiveness
I
and tactiles, textiles,
Textiles.
marble floors, everybody. How are you finding love in the time of Corona?
Right. Come on now.
Oh,
Come on, find yourself a tall
Tunde,
love.
how tall are you?
Right.
I'm not 6'8".
But at
Oh,
least
very
6'3".
close.
Not 6'3" either.
He's over 5.
4, 5.
5.
That's what I said. I said at least 6'3".
Oh, 6. Okay.
6'5". That's damn close, sir.
You keep
Very
talking and you
He
keep
came-
getting taller though. So.
See, right? He came through the door frame like Shaq, bro.
He
I was
did.
like,
He
yo,
ducked
you
down.
doing-
Sorry.
Bro,
Thanks,
sorry, my
I'm
bad. Sorry.
Wow.
All the little people underneath.
Tell the little guys, get out of my way.
Right.
Yes, tell us. I want to hear from many people. Rami, how you finding love in the time of cholera? You know.
I will say just a brief overview.
Yes.
I spent March through October in Chicago.
Amazing.
With my family. I have a
Loved
new
it.
niece. She's beautiful. My
Love
brother
it.
has the most beautiful
Yeah.
kids that it makes me insecure about having kids.
He wants me
That's
to
how
bake
beautiful
my-
his kids
you-
are.
Jeremy,
Bake mine
you'd
from
have the
scratch?
most beautiful kids ever.
You would, and
it's
it'd
a
be
two-way.
so cute.
It involves, some other
And
inputs.
somebody else.
But you're a great picker, so
Thank you.
it's fine.
It'd be fine.
That's true.
Yeah.
I honestly would love to.
Yes.
I talk about this with my friends, but I'll digress. But I love the concept of flipping through a book and finding
Yep.
like what I'm looking for. But also I have some friends that I would like to do it with. But I digress. There's some.
He
Yes.
said there are some people. There's some places. No, because he's telling us about love right now. And
How I'm
finding
finding
it
love.
in
I will
Colorado.
say in quarantine, I actually met a friend of a friend
Love that.
in Chicago, and we have been engaging throughout quarantine. That was a really great experience for me.
Love it. Love a good
Yes.
experience. Come on.
This is- I'm not trying to call them out, but they have they
don't
didn't
gotta
have
say
dad
names,
bod, but it was like not a body that I was used to. I'm used to
not
very
your
fit men.
usual.
Yeah, exactly. And it was very nice, I will say.
Love that.
Um,
Come on, mix it up.
Yeah.
Expand your horizon.
and then I met someone previously I met them at Afrotech in
Love it.
2019.
I was there. Holla.
They moved to Seattle, and we've
Love
just
it.
been engaging ever since. So it has been kind of like harking on like old things in terms of like those friends with benefits that you have a great understanding and relationship with.
Yeah.
And then just finding somebody who just like really gets to you to where you need like sexually, and then in the space like I'm okay with hanging out with you for an extended period of time indoors.
Right.
Those are the two
And
things
I
I'm
don't
looking
hate
for.
you. I don't want to kick you
That-
out.
And I think there's also a mutual understanding that this works for us during quarantine, and this may not work for us when the world opens up, and that's
When
okay.
outside is open. Ooh,
That's when I put my Nikes on and start running, bitch.
Outside is open. Running back.
What is
to
it?
the
It is
city.
what it is.
I open up, I'm like,
Until
what's
it isn't.
up?
And then it's something else.
You know I'm friendly. Mm-hmm.
Right. Is we?
I
or
like to
ain't
look
we?
them in the eyes. Yeah.
We're aligned.
Huh?
Oh,
Flash?
yeah.
How flash? I haven't flashed
where?
somebody since middle school. What do you mean by flash?
He said, Remy is saying if you
Oh,
feel the need to flash somebody in a setting such as this,
I
he would be
know.
open and receptive to that experience. Am I getting you? Correct.
When you flash somebody, you have to put those things back, and I'm just.
You don't know if you can
Also-
stuff
It
them back
took me a lot of
in.
work.
I can help you with that.
He do like him thick though. You know,
Nah,
you know he like.
Jeremy, because you gonna
Jeremy,
break.
he- Remy like- he-
Jeremy
Remy
gonna
know he
break my
like.
heart. Jeremy gonna break
He
my
will,
heart.
but he'll
Don't
he'll
do it.
He'll do it so gently.
so
though.
gently.
I can't.
Let him down easy.
I like
I'm gonna be outside his apartment. They gonna
Remy
call the
uses
police.
engagement the way Bajans use the word talk.
Yeah, you do.
We just talking.
Right, that's it.
Somebody I
It's
used to
all
talk
an
to.
entanglement.
Sometimes you just gotta talk.
Someone told me I was going to fuck them and never talk to them again. They were right.
Hey, wait, what's your sign?
Said yes.
What's your
and
birthday?
April 1st.
He is an
We're
Aries.
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 Hell no.
Yay,
Hell no.
Aries.
You guys
You
are
niggas
crazy.
are
Goodbye.
nuts.
No.
We are not. You know what?
Y'all crazy. Nah.
It does. That's why I took them off.
Hey, will you tell
Today.
us how love in a panoramic has been for you? Have you been doing anything differently? Have you expanded
Fanny.
horizons?
See, and that's
You see-
I'm seriously.
Yeah,
The Yoruba
thankful-
demon.
Say what?
Today is a man of the cloth. He is a follower of Jesus.
No, thankfully, I was good before coronavirus.
You're.
Come on, good.
Have you learned anything new about yourself, or like how you love, or how you need love in a way that's different.
We were actually talking about this before we started recording. Thankfully, I'm so unproblematic.
Oh my God.
That things have just been wonderful.
So that's impossible.
Tunde tried to convince us. He said, "I cause
You got that
no
green
stress.
pass.
I don't stress
He's one of those
anybody.
kind of guys that
I don't
The
cause
devil's
stress.
alive.
I'm not stressed.
Currently.
The whole studio.
We
The whole
don't
studio.
believe you.
We don't believe you.
But things have been wonderful.
The whole studio looking at him sideways.
He literally went to all the schools. He no, there's too much.
He did college for so much. He made
did
a
all the
career out of college.
He
You know
can't
how
even go to college anymore.
you know how, right.
Like, he's
You
not
know how
even
you make
in
college
there.
a profession? You had to
He's
learn and do
done.
some stuff in there, dog. Come on, man.
Nah.
Like if you go to college again, it's for play.
Period. Just
Like-
to just re-up on your skills.
Hashtag Atlanta.
Hey,
Right.
Not see.
See, what's up?
Wow.
Wow.
It be
What
your
a
own
day. What a day.
Speechless?
It's been quarantine it's been okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
You're
No
okay.
complaints.
No complaint.
Complaints.
No, none at all.
So she gargles your balls is what you're
Oh,
saying.
Jesus.
Well,
I
Miss
mean,
Honey, have you been experiencing love
I have a
differently?
question. Are they Gargle-able? Is that like a thing?
can you do that?
If you try hard enough.
I mean,
Well, is it a thing? I don't have any.
Are they gargleable? That's a very difficult word to
I feel like
say.
I would choke.
Right. I don't understand.
You breathe through your nose.
Okay.
What?
When can we get some live demos going?
Right, I'm not practicing that one.
That's on a paid episode.
I heard that you breathe through your nose. Is what I heard.
Gargle, don't you need to have a more of a full range of motion? Like think of when you gargle like warm salt or something. You gotta have more full range of motion. I feel like
You can
because
gargle in the
they're-
front of your mouth. Like you could.
but that doesn't really work. And I
With
feel
your
like because
teeth.
they're like connected to a body part, there's not so much.
I hate this conversation.
You stretch it out.
I am really on board with Remy's idea of a friend of a friend. I think in quarantine you somebody got to vouch for you. You got to do some recycling. You just couldn't have been out in the streets meeting something new. It was too risky.
You know what?
Yeah, you can be on the streets.
I've been
You
having
can be
a lot of
DM,
like,
though. Oh yeah,
living
the repeats.
green.
Yeah,
A lot of these men are acting right in quarantine, and I'm very aware that it's just quarantine. They
just
don't.
quarantine because there's nothing else.
I've gotten like full apologies and plans and intentions and shit, and
They just
I'm
want a
like,
piece of
oh
the
my
puss.
Which
god,
might just be the
want a
universe
piece of
telling
the
you
puss.
already know your husband.
not that nigga, no.
She said
They would say she got some good pussy. I thought.
that is
Affirmative.
I was like, that's
Affirmative.
that's what I heard. I heard that.
You don't get callbacks if you ain't got it.
You know, you can only
You ain't got it. You
so
ain't gonna get it.
stupid. Okay, I have
You
one
were
more
having-
messy question.
No,
and then-
everybody answer the question. Well, you know.
Well, I mean-
Go ahead.
I mean-
I don't know what I say. Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
great.
Go ahead.
Okay. If you agreed to hang out with a man or a woman, whoever, both, wherever your fancies may lie, post 11 p.m., is it fair to assume that sexual activity is going to take place?
yes.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Damn, that was aggressive. Damn, yeah.
Well,
That question is for you.
For me, I would say yes, but it also depends on where we at with it because there are this very few. Okay, so I've had my time. I've had a fun time in my 20s, and
Yes, a good
there
time.
are very few people. You got as listeners, y'all know how I feel.
Yeah.
Like hurry up and go so I can
Get my pizza rolls.
Come on,
I got snacks.
right. But then I can count on my pinky toe, like the
So you're one pinky
the
toe?
men that it would be like
Can be
there are human beings. Yes, there are men that I would be like, you could like just come over and cuddle, and I'd be
could
fine
slide.
with that. And I like honestly, I could literally like, there's not that many who can do that. But if you come over after 11, yeah. Yeah, you gonna drop them draws. Yeah, you ready to pop it. Pop
Kia
it, pop
said,
it. But we could cuddle. I'd be fine with cuddling.
As soon as you come in.
Honestly, I will say quarantine, just piggybacking off the love thing, it's hella like weak. But like
she said it's hella trash out here.
Quarantine had me like ready to like cook for a minute, and I did.
Come on.
And you know, I'm just gonna put myself on Front Street, like not even gonna hold it.
It's food.
I'm like me. Real like I love you Tunde to death, but I'm real off of Nigerian men. I was a real acting out. Brutal. I was for real out here like, Makita, you have to teach me how to make jollof. Like
I don't even really know.
Him. He's gonna marry me. I don't want it.
You got the Giz Dodo down?
Yeah.
God.
Hey, it was spicy, but you know, that like in a real game, I don't even know. But after 11 p.m., you gonna give mama.
I'm in the middle of that. I feel like it's not fair to just assume that it will occur, but I feel strongly about like you should never assume that sex will happen at any time, because assuming that you will get sex in my brain feels like a very slippery slope to you feeling like you deserve. Are obligated, can demand sex.
Where has assumptions ever gotten anyone?
Anywhere, nothing. So I feel right. So I'm like, I feel strongly about saying
got you a piece of ass.
It gets white men pretty far. You're so stupid. But I do think that it is fair that if we hang out past 11 p.m., you can absolutely shoot your shot. Like, you know, like the odds are high.
Shoot your shot.
You can't assume, but like, if you grab onto a little bit, you probably gonna get somewhere. It's true. Right? Like, you can make the assumption that if I go for it, it will occur.
Right. If I allow you near me after 11 o'clock.
Right. But if I feel like if I invite you over to hang out and I'm not in the mood for that, but I do just want to cuddle or I would like to see you, like, that exists too.
But you know,
but here's the thing. I don't exist for you because I know what time it is. If it's just
and
like
you know yourself
at
11 is having.
I will communicate that in advance because I don't want you to commute to where I'm at and be like, I'm literally here to drop off dick. I'm like, wow, nuts! I wanted you to microwave my food, and now we have a problem.
But you would never.
Right.
You would never.
I will make sure you know in advance. I don't. Tunde has been like casually raising his Yoruba demon finger.
My father would be very proud of us.
I mean, at first I was like, yeah. But then Sierra said something about cuddling, right?
Yeah.
And there's a time in my life, a long time ago.
Right. Sometimes
where like there was a girl that I liked.
Yeah.
And I would go over her house on Saturday night and we would cuddle and nothing would happen. And we would get up in the morning and go to church.
Lauren.
Come on,
praise the Lord.
Right?
And me either.
And that would be it. Right? So, and it would happen like.
Is your middle name Lawrence?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But
in your mind, were you just waiting until you got some?
No, I'm not done yet.
Yeah, continue.
Okay.
So that would happen like week after week. We were really good friends, and I was like, oh, you know, she's really cool. And then one
is she
Sunday
in a wheelchair now?
After church.
Yeah.
Like at the 8 a.m. service.
Oh, you was getting up at 8? Oh, you was working for the vagina.
You went to 8 a.m.?
Woo! I'm an early riser.
Yeah.
So
I still don't
early riser.
So yeah, so like, you know, we took a nap after church and
bust down.
And that nap just rejuvenated her.
So like it wasn't like that I expected it because we were hanging out on Saturday night. Like it's midnight, I'm at your crib. So like
so that's 24 hours.
You got the option.
Why are you smiling like that?
Because he
threw that thing back.
Because he caught it. Because he knew what happened.
I think that's what happens a lot in church, right?
Huh?
What?
Yeah.
They whore
what
out.
You say?
They whore out.
Wow, okay.
Oh, well, I mean, it's not people ain't having sex at church.
They're not having
they going
vaginal sex at church.
Oh, stop it! I'm not even.
We're not even. I don't know what hole they put in.
Welcome to the state of Utah.
Ew,
no, we're in Seattle still. But I will say though, quarantine has really taught me that, and it's kind of sad that like I feel like I haven't experienced as much intimacy as I would like.
Yeah,
because it's really to the point, like, you know, like you said, you have your comeback niggas, and they try to throw it at you. They throw it at you hard,
right? Hard as shit.
It almost slides across your forehead. It's crazy. And so, but even with that, it's like I noticed that my appetite has changed for the type of interaction that I want with men.
At your big age,
like I want you to. I don't like to be in touch. I like being cuddled in my big age.
Are you communicating this clearly?
Yes, but this is the thing. I didn't know that that's what I wanted until I received it, and I was like,
I have a book for you.
Are you the big spoon?
I have a book for you.
Spoon?
I'm a little spoon for sure.
Okay.
I tried to be a big spoon one time. We'll chat about it after.
I
tried to be a big spoon one time, and I just felt like a big.
How are you cuddling behind somebody at your small size?
You're tiny though.
Who are you hugging? What are you doing,
That's
Kia?
the best type. What you mean?
If I saw that, I would laugh.
Are you just
hard.
like up their back, just like literally a piggyback?
Like
a backpack.
Position, like I'm here for you.
Literally a backpack, Kia. What?
He was a backpack. He was on Dora the Explorer. Sorry for no sniping ass Kia. Okay.
Okay.
Don't
So I'm reading.
so crazy.
I'm reading this book called All About Love, and
Yes.
I felt
Oh,
this.
I am too.
Oh, see, so you know the
Girl,
book.
I got the red book.
Same.
Yeah.
So shout out to Christine because she sent it to me.
All about
Yes,
love.
so
So
good.
cute.
And they talk about what the definition of love is, and having it be helping the other person reach their highest spiritual self and spiritual growth, and empowering them to do that and promoting them doing that. And when you look at it from that lens, and then you are conscious of the interactions you're having, like it's not animosity, it's not disgust, it's not disdain. I just like my energy, my body, my spirit does not allow for certain interactions.
Can't take
right?
it. Not
It's,
aligned.
And-
it makes your ass itch. Yeah.
And no, not even just like
It does.
no, like I just
That's what you're describing in her brain. It's the same energy. That's
And
the
like
feeling
I-
you're describing is that.
You don't want your ass itch.
and no, I don't. And
Really
it's
don't.
so funny how like sometimes I'll try to explain something to another person, and I'm like, oh, you genuinely are just not in space to understand what I'm saying. Like
And
I
it's
have
fine.
a guy that I've known forever, adore him, all the things, and he's like, I could just see us together. I can
And
just
you're like
see you
literally
be
rather die. Just
my
not-
no,
like,
it's not. It's
aligned.
not that. It's just we're not aligned.
That's what I'm saying. Like
You're
Give me
just
some money.
not there.
You
Yeah.
feel so amazing in my presence, and I make you feel this way, and and like, what the fuck are you doing for me?
But do you know like
Where's
what it
my
feels
growth in
like
that?
to be held, not held in a way like that you gonna steal my wallet. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
but
for
held
sure.
Like I got you. You know what I mean?
Oh
Because I
my
felt like
Yeah, intimacy and security.
insecurity because I felt like, okay, so I was this Nigerian nigga, I'm not even gonna hold you.
Yeah.
And I felt like when I wanted to go pee, I felt like he was like, nigga, where you going? I was like, damn, see, that's why I like to go to my house because you know what
You
I'm
felt
saying?
he was holding on to you because he just thought you was gonna be in his business. He was up to no
I
good.
don't know, but he
Sneaky.
was a sneaky little,
Just a little sneaky
little
bitch.
black ass. He was sneaky.
No, not the right vibes. No.
I think what is
Yeah, it was
important
even.
is that, like you talked about, like I think communication about expectations, and I
Yeah.
think I never got the chance to answer the last question. Just
Yes, yes.
but from my
Get into
perspective,
it.
there's just too many variables there, right?
Yeah.
There's just too many variables, particularly with me. Like I have met men that I do enjoy in terms of just like specifically cuddling. I've met women that I enjoy just specifically cuddling with. I've met everything and far few in between, and I feel like in that moment you really do have to set expectations because you are going out of your way to usually come to my house.
Oh,
and
correct.
hang out
Yeah,
and
because you
blah, blah, blah.
definitely come to my
Right.
house.
Period.
Not
boom.
even like just period. Go
And
ahead.
just managing expectations. There, I feel like as being a person who is versatile, I have men that I top, I have men that I bottom for, and then I have very few men that I do both with. And those are just like, there's just a lot of shit to navigate.
Okay.
And I will say that I kind of like the concept of clear communication in regards to those particular things, and it's really unfortunate because sex generally has to be a little bit more planned,
Yeah.
depending on who you're dealing with in regards to my situation.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say, I like being cuddled.
Yes.
I just like
Love
that you
it.
can have
Hold me,
different
nigga.
things with different people.
Yes.
Yes.
And I
Different
think
people
it's so
provide different
okay.
things.
A lot of people can accept that you're able to be a chameleon, a relationship
Yes.
and a sexual
And
chameleon.
some people will say that, oh,
right?
you're fake, you're not for real, and it's like, well, I just don't need this with you, or I would rather do
Like, you're
this
a
with
good
you.
cuddler.
It's not even that I don't need this or want this from you. You're not able to provide me with the
Provide
fuck I
that.
need in that
Right.
setting.
Correct.
And so there's this guy. I genuinely can't remember his name, and I swear he's told it to me.
I believe you.
And over literal years, we'd see each other in a club. I'd see him, he'd see me. We will not talk. He'll like pass.
Yep.
me
I'll see
in
you
a
at your
bar.
house in a minute. See you there.
No. It didn't even go that far.
Oof,
And
what
all
a
of us,
waste.
no, not a waste. And he'll send
Right,
me a
what's
drink.
the
Wait.
story?
But here's the thing. But that's the thing, right? Because again, sapiosexual. So it's all about like,
Boo.
it's all about like the buildup and the tension. So he's like staring at me like nobody else.
You feel the vibe.
Nobody else around us knows that we know each other, that we talking. People are in his ear, people are in my ear, and he's just staring me down. And then and then it's like a dark corner, and he just like grabs me, and it's like this hot make out and all sort of shit.
And then I go home.
And then I go home.
That's what you call a situation.
But check this out. Recently, I've seen him when I went back home. I saw him.
Kind of.
No, he got a home. Right?
You got a home?
So, but now we're a little older and whatnot. Same thing. No, it's just as fun. But now he wants to walk me to my car.
So you haven't tickled his pickle?
No.
Not even in the car?
Right.
Jeez.
What?
No.
Because
he's
We all want to know where this is going.
Because I
am
highly intuitive, and I did not know. I know now that there's nothing else there for me. Like, he's hot,
but like
and he's good to lean up. Right. And I never was interested in anything further, all this other stuff. So the last time I saw him, he was like, oh, what are you doing after? And then somebody, just in passing, like, didn't see us together, walking on the road, oh, I saw your wife, all the...
Oh, wow, nuts. So you've been married, sir? Spicy.
They always do it.
And crazy. I said, like, I genuinely...
Your insides was keeping you on point, and you didn't even know it.
It had to be recently, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? But you're a trash human being. And that's fine. You're just hot. And, like, what we had was nice and all, but now you've ruined it. Now I can't make out with you anymore.
Right, because you
tried to come home with me, and we could understand when I say... We could no. We never attempted anything.
Know, there's a wife at his house.
Apparently now. He was understand. I did not. At no point did I engage him to say follow me. I did not expect to see him outside the club. This has literally been a decade long.
That's why y'all wasn't having no sex. He's married. That's why y'all wasn't going nowhere. He didn't have a place for you.
Your universe, your vibes were.
Right.
That you didn't know.
I was not interested.
You weren't
it's
on
fine.
That right vibe, but the universe takes care of you. We love to see
it's totally fine.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't looking to. No, I don't care. And honestly, if I forget about this story, I might make out with him again. It's fine. But
that's a real thing.
Turn the mic up. Turn the mic up. Turn the mic
He's
up.
really good looking.
But
my point is like different. Things are a puzzle, right? Different things for different times, right?
Bitch, if you don't wrap it up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I used to have some... Never mind, I'm not going to tell that story because that's a really good story. That was a really good fucking story.
Get out of here! Right, shut it up.
Oh my God, I've been in quarantine for too long.
Right, we let the people outside there know how to act. You got to go back to
your
cage.
I will say that, in terms of quarantine, really quickly, I will say that my standards have... increased during quarantine. I think a lot of
absolutely
heard that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because the pickings are slimmer because people are not outside like that. So it's like if you in my DM and you pressing me and boom, boom, boom.
It better be
you
worth
gotta provide
time.
me with a little something.
You can't take the same risks just to be like out or around. Like we can only be where the money resides. So
where the money resides, where the niggas reside.
And that is on Mary Had a Little Lamb. Sierra, tell us. Do we have a local lookout? Do we have something we need to say? Or can we let the people gas themselves up on the way out?
Yeah, we do. So shout out to a friend of the podcast, Chaz Splash. He has a new project out today called Do More Math. It is 22 songs. Download it. It's everywhere you can get
how
music.
Many songs?
22. Yeah, everywhere you can get, because he hasn't come out with a project in like 2 years. And that was the Enjoy project. Yeah, well, actually 3 years at this point. So that was a really good project. So check him out. Everywhere you can get music, Do More Math. Check that out. Support the boy. Just play it on your phone, stream it, all those things. Spotify, Apple Music, wherever. So
love it so much. Well, it has been a wonderful episode 150. We talked for far longer than we thought that we would, but we had some very intellectual conversation and had a good time. And we were so glad to have our, podcast favorites, essentially, the seasoned vets joining us.
Yeah, we had to bring it back.
We did. Some of our faves had to be here in person. This would have not been the same if I had to be virtual. So So I'm glad that I came. And we're going to let y'all tell the people where they can like fangirl and slide in your DMs and do all the things.
At their own risk.
Remy, tell us.
I was going to say really quickly, I feel like people like us because they like salacious details. Right?
Yeah, they want to be in our business. They want
to
they want to know. They're in your business.
They want to hear what you got to say.
Like, should we end off on like one little salacious question or something? But
if you have one.
I don't have one off the top of my head, but
hey,
I was like, if you got one, we could answer it.
That is true. That's true. I'll let you all marinate on that. While you marinate on that, I would just say it has been a pleasure being on the show. This is my 3rd time, and I will say you can find me. Like I said, I have taken a break from social media. I don't know how long you can find me on Instagram. I will say maybe I'll stay because
we love it. So cute.
I've entered a new chapter in my life, so maybe I'll stay. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, it is Porter_House with 2 E's on the end. And Instagram is just Porter House. And then I will be creating a TikTok soon because I think that's probably the best method for me to disseminate my personality.
Come on, disseminate my personality. You better get your money.
I'm trying to disseminate and inseminate everything.
Oh,
come on, population control.
Wow.
Hey.
Right.
Population control.
That's a whole nother topic for us.
You would be a great candidate for sperm donation.
We'll
say that.
Absolutely.
My brother's 6'4" with a head full of hair.
Hey.
Apparently. My new little brother.
Y'all got some good
my
genes.
genetics
Spread them out.
Point. Just saying. I love it.
I should pass the microphone. But salacious question. I'm going to be thinking about it.
Okay.
We're going to think.
We ready?
Tell us where they can find you.
Staying Foreign.
Who are you? What's your name?
Hadia.
Cool. Love it.
Staying Foreign on Instagram and on Twitter.
Great. Is there an underscore in there?
No,
on
because
Instagram?
we're staying foreign. That's it.
On Instagram?
Yeah.
Isn't there? I swore there was an underscore.
No, because I have to hit shift to do that. I don't like that.
Oh, okay. Great. Love it. I was just trying to make sure we were, succinct. Go ahead.
Kia, and on Instagram it's Kia_Bia with 3 A's.
Come on,
and
fancy.
on Twitter it's lock in the letter _key.
So cute, so ghetto. I love a hood girl. Come on, Cincinnati. Tunde, tell us where they can find you. Fucking lock and key.
Let's see. Tunde. My personal Instagram and Twitter is Taut, TAUT.
How taut are you?
Stop it.
Ooh. _Taut_7. The podcast page is Summer 16 Pod. And if you're into running,
yes.
Chasing
Roses.
Chasing Roses. So Chasing Roses RC.
Love it. Come on,
TV running.
Tell people what Chasing Roses is really quick.
It's a virtual space for Black, BIPOC, people of color, because in general the running space is all white, and it's not all white, but that's what they would have us see.
Yeah.
But I created a space for us because there are so many Black people who run around the world that we don't know about. There's so many Black run clubs in different cities. There's in DC and Dallas and New Orleans and Atlanta and wherever. So
come on, Cincy.
Basically, this space highlights runners. So if you run, I don't care if it's a 20-minute mile. If you run a half a mile, tag at Chasing Roses RC and we'll highlight you.
Love that.
Dope.
I love it. Did you have your quick salacious question before we get cursed out?
Well, it's Jeremy.
Oh, I have a salacious question, actually.
Oh, you had one?
Yeah, it just came to me. Yes.
Okay.
We were talking about earlier, before we got online, ASMR.
Oh.
Yes. So, question to the group. What is your favorite sex sound? And I would like for us to go deeper than the kissing sort of situation.
Wait, ew, do we have to make the sound or just
you don't have to make it.
I can't make that happen.
You just have to explain
That'd be inappropriate.
And I will let, is anyone ready to go first?
I hate sounds.
Put me in the middle so people forget about me. There you go.
But keep it short. Tell it.
Like a hot take.
No, just describe it.
That deep guttural growl that guys do in your ear, like when they're like biting you or like they can't hold it in. It's a growl that they do.
Is it like the like close to coming growl or
when they're caught off guard growl?
Okay. I know y'all were like,
yeah.
That one I know.
That's what with it.
I can't cue. You got a sound?
Key is not.
She's not ready. Tunde, do you have a sound?
I have two.
Okay. Say them fast.
So the first is I'm a cursor, right? So any iteration or any type of
I feel
way you
shocked
say
by
the word
that.
fuck.
Me too.
Say anything saying the word fuck.
Yes.
That does it for you.
Yes. And then
Ladies, did you hear that? Did you take a note?
also that first gasp upon insertion.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that
yeah.
gasp.
Yep, that's the one. That's
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we've been notified that Tunde has something to gasp about.
Right.
For
That's
with.
crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
Kia, you have one?
I'm into a low growl. Just like right. Yeah, in your ear. Mm-hmm.
Wow, nuts. Sierra, what's yours?
I do like a little I do like a little curse word. But I do like the wet vagina sound.
I hate
Like
that
macaroni in the pot.
It stirs.
Is your pum pum
Stirring in the pot. You know when you get that milk in there.
You dirty
And
bird.
then it's
Yo,
a nice
stop it.
sound. It's a nice sound. It salivates everything.
Oh my God.
It's important and we need it, but like I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know here, but it's a you gotta have a whole acoustic. You gotta have music going. You gotta
Not the acoustics.
No,
You know
I am not a sound person. I actually really don't like sounds in general. It's like very difficult for me. I don't like anything directly in
So
my
you don't
ear
make
either, for the
choking
most part.
sounds.
First of all,
You gotta do
a
that.
lot of the sounds that
Drives
have
you
been
crazy.
described I enjoy, but when I have to think about a sound, I can't really think about a sound. But I will say I do really like when people say my name in a variety of tones, sounds. You know when somebody says your name and it communicates everything you need to say with just saying my name? You say that shit. Say
That's why
say
I
it
call
again.
you Mac. I'm
Say
not
it. You
saying your
better
name. That's
fucking
nasty.
not. Okay,
That
we're
is
getting out of here because now
nasty.
y'all know plenty of our business that we probably did not intend for you to know before we
No, I
started this
meant
pod.
it.
But fuck it, bro. We're here now. It has been a beautiful 150 episodes. And at this point, if
Beautiful.
y'all don't know where to find us on Instagram, you slept, but it is Black and City Pod on Instagram. You can
Yes.
find Sierra at Sierra Tulione on Instagram. You can find me at stop trying to trip me up
Come on,
at
brother.
Bayesian _baddie.
baddie. And if you don't know how to spell it, then I feel bad for you.
I hate her so much.
And
We gotta pray on our way out of here. So,
Let's pray.
You know, for the 150th
Episode.
time. Okay, well, the tummies get flatter and the booties get fatter. We'll see
See
you
you later. Bye. That was such a bad